This isn't for me to be matter of fact or anything like that, or like this is just because if somebody wanted to know the answers and they needed to know, how would I be sure that that guy might know what he's talking about? Like when somebody can explain the words and numbers and letters and stuff you use, and I'm not going on and on about that, but then even by talking about everything else, I could explain everything to you and why, and through science. But like, it's not me saying it to say neener. It's me to say I want to help. So how can I? I'm asking for suggestions of people to possibly say, if somebody did know everything and seriously wanted to help people live in a world where there is no violence and killing and taxes and horror and that kind of stuff, how would they go about telling the people then that say they want to live like that, but still live like that because they eat animals, which in a being body that we aren't, actually progressed as the karma that we put on our own selves by making ourselves live in fear. And as we grew through minerals and rocks, just like Pangea broke up, the first original sound broke up, and those sounds caught matter. Those sounds gathered matter, moisture, home, mom, mother, matter, material, bam. We're all the way up to now. I just told you the whole timeline in 10 seconds. And I can do it with everything and everyone and everything. And if it's not because I'm trying to be a smartass, it's just when other people talk about being channelers of Cryon, I am Cryon. But it doesn't make any sense to people, so I'm not going to break it down because it's from another doorway. So Cryon is a form of a C, which is a C or a K, which is a C and an H. If you say cry on, I mean, somebody boo-hooing about the past of one of their planets. And I was there, and that was me telling the people that interpret Cryon. So it's basically that name so that I can point out through letters and what they mean, kinetic, reoccurring Y, which is a part of Ra, which is light yonder. And now he's interpreting a channel and talking about yolk. Now, what do you do if you make an egg and you have a yolk and you dip your fucking toast in it and take it back out? You bring it back. So don't try to bring other beings from other planets if you want to know the truth. I'll tell you how to know the truth, and I'll tell you how to live on Earth, not on Cryon, not on Gargathua 15. You know, there's all these stupid things. I make up funny words on purpose so that so that it doesn't get created. And by me saying it, it actually is created. But so far out in space, it wouldn't make sense to people. And they say, yeah, sure. I'm like, okay. Do you think there's really stars and all that kind of crazy stuff out there because you can look out with the telescope? Or do you think that's somebody with a telescope who ate some stuff and his vision was a little blurry and the glass that he's looking into is his eyeball reflecting back at him and all he's looking into is a fucking piece of glass? And it's him reflecting back in his eye, which is what I am doing when you look into a mirror. The mirror doesn't have you in it. All the clearness has you in it. You're that spirit. You're like, the word ghost is Ghost, because most times you have GHT together and they're clear, like light, fright, night. Something has to do with GHT, like when you sigh, it's something you don't really see, but it's something we generate here. But it's, why do you spell it that way? Because you generate it here. It's a something I generate here, sigh. So, and then when it's your sight, it's something I generate here through my eyes. You know, and it goes on and on and on and on, and you know what, don't stop. So other people who talk about their channeling, I know people don't want to hear somebody saying this stuff because they can't believe it with their own mind, because their own mind has been watching television shows or things with great effects. But those great effects are nothing at all. They're just tricks in your eyeball. And your eyeball can do it when they're closed. And if they can do it when they're closed, they can do it when they're open. You just have to live and be around people who care enough to actually create their mind instead of let their mind be created. At one point in time, people were in the woods and in the dark and scared, and whatever they created in their mind was horrible because it would be half man, half monster, half insect, giant insects. Other planets have had that. And if you don't get that we are sound vibrations that gather mass, and mass fears and flees and gathers different materials to make itself. And as it grows fear and courage, it either moves forward in life or backwards in life, depending on what shape it has. Say if you wanted to roll down a river because you could, it would be different as a person than it would as water, but water flows downhill. And when you walk downhill, it's much easier than going uphill. Same for you as it is for water. So have you ever thought about the fact that water doesn't go uphill? It can if you push it, but water goes downhill easier. You can push yourself uphill because you have water in you, but you're on top of that with something smarter than water. And that same thing, what's right there in it. When I talk about water being WATAR and it lands inside of you and you are the source inside, you become smarter. Water, smarter. Source manifest as reoccurring plus energy. So you're electric and water and light all together. And in that manner, the S goes into color. The M is two C's on top of each other, standing up. That's a 3. So 3 is C. So you get color. OLOR. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, we are just patterns of light and motion and sound spinning around in an ocean profound. So, until next time, my friends, stay alive and open up your minds.